and today I'll be showing you how to weigh out a substance. We'll be using an electronic balance to complete this task. Do you know what the difference between electronic and electric is?
No.
Well, I'll tell you. Essentially, the difference on something that's electronic is it has a circuit board or circuit boards. So let's move on to weighing things. Some things you need to know is to be very careful when you're carrying the balance. If you're going to need it for your experiment, carry only the balance and no other materials. You don't want to accidentally drop it and break it, so that would be a disaster. Okay, so another reason why you can't weigh really hot things is because the heat emits currents, which will mess with the actual mass of the substance. So that's why you have to wait for it to cool down to avoid an inaccurate reading. Also, be sure to use it to only weigh solids. When you're weighing a substance that's not easy to manage, like salt or sugar, or that you do not want to contaminate, use a weighing boat. It looks like this.
Would the weighing boat mess up the weight though?
Well, there's something called a tare button. It can basically reset the weight to 0. This is how it works. So first you turn it on, and you wait for, yeah.
I also need the ring cam and stuff.
So that it's missing.
So the weight is at 0 right now, but if you want to weigh out something like salt, you can put the weighing boat on top.
Yeah.
And then you can use the 0 button, which means the same thing as tare. And now it's at 0. So now you can measure your materials without worrying about anything. Okay. So here are some things you should remember. Don't put hot things on the balance. If you can't touch it, wait for it to cool down before weighing it. Also, if there's a spill, be sure to clean it up by taking it off the plate. Here's a tip for measuring out the exact amount that you make. Instead of scooping tiny amounts into the boat, you can get a certain amount of whatever substance you're measuring out and tap your thumb or the base of your thumb so that little amounts come out instead of having to dump the whole thing in there. So now you know how to weigh out a substance. Have fun and thanks for watching.
Okay, before attempting to begin the experiment using a Bunsen burner, it is necessary that all safety precautions are in place. Safety goggles must be worn to protect the eyes in case of something like a spark flying from the Bunsen burner and hitting one of your eyes. Along with this, another safety precaution is to make sure that no baggy clothes are worn while using Bunsen burner because it could easily catch fire. Along with this, long hair, a dry, dead, flammable substance material must be tied back away from the Bunsen burner so that it will not catch fire. Before starting, it is also necessary to look around and make sure there are no flammable substances around the Bunsen burner because they could potentially catch fire. Also, if there seem to be any cracks in this rubber tubing connecting the gas to the Bunsen burner, the tip should be cut off so that to help prevent gas leaks. Lastly, posture is very important. If you are standing too close to the burner, you could potentially burn a body part when the burner lights up. However, if you are standing too far, you may not be able to clearly see what you are doing, and this can be harmful as well. Because of this, it is important to stand bending over a small amount like this. Moving on to lighting the Bunsen burner. Before lighting, the air inlet, which is this section in the middle of the Bunsen burner, or the stem, should be turned until there is a tiny space about a fingernail's width above the top of the threads. Should be turned until there is a tiny space about a fingernail's width above the top of the threads.
So it should say, and then you pick up the hot paper afterwards with ring cams.
The bottom of the burner or the gas inlet must also be turned 180 degrees.
Okay, let me see. Okay.
In a Bunsen burner, the turns are in the perspective of as if you were standing below the burner. This means in order to turn the gas inlet while you are looking down at the burner, you must turn it right and then left to close. Once these valves are adjusted, you can turn the gas valve to be perpendicular to the line of flow, like this.
Oh, never mind. It's fine.
Oh, is it the beacon?
So to do this, you want to heat it in a hot water bath.
If you then are unable to light the striker quickly, the gas must be shut off right away, and you should try again. This is because a gas bubble could be forming, which could potentially cause a large fireball to appear when you finally get a spark. Aside from some things I have just mentioned, there are some more tips on how to light a Bunsen burner in the most effective manner. You should have a steady hold on the striker.
The first thing to know about lab setup is that the ring clamp should be placed
And have it positioned next to the burner slightly above it like
the
this.
Bunsen burner. Then you
The
use the
striking
wires
side should be faced towards the burner
place the beaker.
because it will be
When the beaker is hot, you use the beaker top
over.
to remove it.
It is important not to have the striker directly over the burner because it will be blocking the flame. See, because this won't work. As you strike the striker, press your thumb into the striker and quickly slide it across while applying pressure with your thumb. This will ensure a good spark. However, if after a few tries it's still not lighting, it may be necessary to slightly turn the knob because it is dull. So you would turn this.
Wait, I need to
But
say more
mine's
about
working,
the-
so I don't. But mine's working, so I don't have to turn it.
Should I just say for a hot water bath you like place water?
So we're gonna.
I don't think you need to say.
Should I just say just in case? I feel like
Turn the gas on?
Yeah.
And then just
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
for a hot water bath, you will light the Bunsen burner and wait for the
To
water
adjust the
inside
size of the
beaker to
flame,
heat up.
turn the gas inlet at the bottom of the burner to the right. This makes the flame greater, and turning it left makes the flame smaller.
Okay.
This is because it allows more gas in, which makes the flame bigger, and when you let less gas in, it makes the flame smaller because there's less fuel.
tongs to lift it.
To adjust the temperature of the flame, you must turn the air inlet, which is here, located at the stem of the Bunsen burner.
When using an evaporator,
By allowing more
rather than
air
using a wire screen,
in or
you would
turning
place
it so
a
there's
clay
more
triangle on
space
top
between the top of the threads
ring
and the top of the section,
You would place
allows the flame to increase the
evaporator
temperature
dish and the water
and turn
glass on top
dark
after-
blue.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Turning the opposite direction or turning right
Could you imagine
will have the opposite effect.
Okay.
That's all.
Hi, I'm Maddie, and today I'm going to show you how to make a hot water bath evaporating and heating solids. So first, what you want to do is have a ring stand and put a ring clamp on top. So you have to make sure that you have the ring clamp about a fist away from the Bunsen burner. So you put your fist and then lower until it's a fist away. That gets the proper heating for the beaker. Then you need a wire screen for the beaker when you're heating. Then you can put in whatever substance you need the liquid for the heating and put it on top of the ring on the wire screen. Then you'll light your Bunsen burner and then heat your liquid. When you're finished, you'll have to take off the beaker. But it's very hot, so touching it with your hand is not a good idea. Not a good idea. Usually you would use beaker tongs, but since it's very hot, then you put your evaporating dish on there with your substance inside to heat it. A washcloth is used to avoid the pills of hot boiling water popping out at you. So use the evaporating dish to stop that, and you can the washcloth to stop that, and you can also it's clear so you can look inside let it see while it's heating. When it's finally done heating, you take your crucible tongs and move the evaporating dish onto the wire screen, then gently put it back down onto the lab table.
So you want the gas valve has to be perpendicular to the tube.
Now I'm going to show you how to heat crucible.
When you look, okay.
So you have to adjust your clay triangle again because the crucible is too small and
Turn
will
it
fall
on.
through onto
The gas valve now has to be
Bunsen burner.
parallel to the tube.
So you can adjust it to make it smaller. And then check if it'll fit on.
Okay, so right now the flame is too high.
And now it'll
so
fit.
I'm gonna adjust it.
So this
I'm
is
gonna
good
turn
for heating
the air
solids.
valve.
So you can put it on to the clay triangle, put your cap on to get rid of if anything pops up and burns you, you don't want that. And then you can light your Bunsen burner and be able to heat it up. Right now, when you're finally done heating it, you turn off your Bunsen burner and you want to move it over with the crucible tongs and a wire screen, just like when moving the evaporating dish. So you pick it up, slowly use your crucible tongs for and you're gonna move it onto the wire screen, then gently put it down to the ground, to the lab table. And then you're done.